Hey guys, Bruno here. So today I'm going to continue talking about the INFJ personality, and I hope you find this useful and try to avoid comments such "You're not an INFJ, you're actually an ENFP, shut the fuck up," because I want to help people, especially the INFJs out there who are seeking for this human connection, this human soul, and this way of coping with a complex personality such as the INFJ. So there we go. So one of the things that I find difficult to be an INFJ is you want people's attention, but you also want to hide. And why is that? It's because you have this sense of loyalty that needs to be filled. C.S. Joseph talks about that, and I agree with him because the INFJ is the most self-sacrificing type of all the personalities, and they're always seeking to like save the world and give their life to something grander than themselves. So in this way, the INFJ is it's um, opposing to the INFP is really inside themselves. They don't care about who they are, and they don't care about their own needs in various ways. They want to give themselves and take a bullet for someone else, for their friend, for their lover, for their family, for a cause, for their work. I mean, they're always seeking this grander thing that they can grab themselves and transcend their lives. So, but they also they want to recognition because we feel that we deserve this recognition for like being intense and being all in, because we have this huge brain full of thoughts and ideas, and we kind of like we spend our energy towards a group of people, and you think to yourself, hey, I'm giving you all, I want some recognition for that, but you also don't want to be in the spotlight because you don't want to see yourself as a hero per se. You want to bring people to your cause, and you want all people that you want all people to join your cause and be willing to die for the cause, and that's really an ugly thing, and kind of like a selfish thing. In the end, you have to be really careful around this kind of behavior because sometimes you're demanding the impossible. You're not always going to find this loyalty crazy clan that you want, but I think it's possible, if you're honest about your ideas and your friends, it's possible to have this kind of sense of loyalty, but you have to be really careful with it, I think. I also think that the INFJ is one of the most paranoid types of all because I don't know, this NI thing that we have is kind of crazy, and we see these patterns, and we always are looking, I think, for synchronicity and for meaning behind stuff. So we can attribute meaning to things that people are not looking, and we have to be humble about it because sometimes our patterns of seeing reality, they are not that much big as we think, as we feel, but we have to respect this and be able to trust someone who understands this paranoia side of our mind and knows how to calm ourselves and bring us to the ground, and like, okay, so how do we deal with, because the INFJ of all the types, I think that is the most propense to have this clair clairvoyant, this kind of prediction mind, and see always ahead of the events. And people who are not INFJs or not INTJs, they can't understand this feeling, and they will find yourself to be paranoid and anxious. But I think you have to use this ability to to improve your life and to get out of toxic situations. You know what I mean? What INFJs need to look in romantic relationships? So this is a hard question because you can't type someone in a few dates. It takes years so you can type someone correctly. So what should you look in real life that might suit your own lifestyle and your own needs? So INFJs really are like purpose. They have this sense of purpose in their life, so they need to establish that first, and they want and they have to like work hard and in long term ways to fulfill what they want to fulfill. And I think the INFJ always wants to improve reality in some way. Me myself, I try to improve the world through helping people and my own artistic work. I'm trying to like reach this individual soul and make them feel less lonely. But the hard thing is the INFJ. They don't know the path. They don't know what's gonna happen, and they're kind of lost in this sense because they know what they want, but they don't know how to get there exactly. So they need someone who likes to dialogue about who likes to talk about deep things, and the INFJ loves to be listened to and feel that the person's really paying attention, even though they don't have like a proper response to all your INFJ paranoia. You want a person who really are good at listening and feel strong about themselves in a way that they can separate you from them, but at the same time be there for you, and and respect your own view of things, no matter how eccentric and paranoid and crazy you are, because the INFJ really, it has some truth to what they're saying. Because as I said before, the INFJ is trying to see reality as this bunch of patterns and hidden meaning, and trying to fill all into one greater narrative. And you have to be able to speak frankly about what's the role of your partner. And this partner, like the INFJ, has this really difficult thing about settling in a relationship through the course of years, because this all or nothing attitude makes you want to drop it all sometimes and to leave your stuff behind, because the INFJ is not really a materialistic kind of person. So they are always looking for self-improvement, and sometimes they can be really radical about things. And I wouldn't say that that you shouldn't live this all or nothing life, and always the INFJ has this death and reborn pattern through their lives, because they are always trying to improve themselves so so that they can improve reality. But it's important to remember that you want people there with you. You want people to be able to see your own growth, and you maybe you want to look for someone who is open, not materialistic, in a way that they can kind of accompany your journey through life, and be able to deal with this death and reborn stuff, and be able to move places, be able to leave things behind, and look always for this greater purpose. So I think that you also want to look for someone who might take an interest in psychology or religion, because I think that those things, and art, because those three things are really, I think that we can say that those are important topics to an INFJ lives. They naturally uh, get themselves attracted to psychology, and this, and be able to super analyze um, their own traits, their partner's traits, on people's behavior. And I think that it's good if you have someone by your side who really takes a deep interest in this, in one of those subjects, because they are important to you. And if they aren't that important to a person, you might feel lonely, and you might want to look for other people who want to validate your own ideas and to debate them and to listen, because the INFJ, they want this deep conversation where they can find out about their own ideas and the flaws where they're getting wrong, and they want a win-win situation, even though they might come out as bossy and too much advocate of some ideas. They want this exchange, they want to be listened, they want to get into a healthy argument about some deeper aspects of life. So I don't know, I think that the conversation and communication in relationships for INFJs are really an important spot here. You might even, as an INFJ, you might you want balance in a way that you can't give all yourself in, but you also want the person you're with to take care of some situations that you can deal, especially with practical reality, because the INFJ, this inferior extroverted sensing side of the INFJ, it kind of makes them test their own boundaries and wish they were ESTPs. And you're not really an ESTP, you never will be, and so you have to see your own limits and how much your energy must uh, canalize into the right thing, because you may find yourself in a situation where you took so much responsibility for this kind of family environment, this work environment, this relationship environment. And in the long term, if you give yourself too much and don't receive like small things, such as I don't know, such as a person lifting off some of your burdens into this your small routine, you may find yourself really frustrated in the long term. So you you want to admit the parts of your life that you can't handle. You want to help, but you want to be helped. And I think you want to be helped through communication, through conversation, to realize what you need to do to achieve this higher goal that you want in life. And like, okay, I want to have a career, I want to have a marriage, I want to have kids. So how do we get there? What are the things that I right now can't deal with? Can you deal with that? Can you help me? Please, I'm looking for someone who might take some of the stress out of the INFJ, so they can focus on what they're best. And be careful with this inferior extroverted sensing, because you want to come off as a strong person, and sometimes you're not going to be the strongest person. You won't physically be able to beat an ESTP in a lot of things. So be careful to present yourself as a person who can like hold all the burdens of life and change it all, because you can't. You have this great mental energy, but you have to realize that your physical health is also important and very limited in various ways. You are this reclusive person who needs to draw in and to meditate about stuff and to regret some of the stuff you've said, because you want to self improvement. You're so critical about yourself. It's maddening. So you want also a person um, who don't put too much guilt on you, because the INFJ can mm, live this worthless guilty behavior that it's just not healthy at all. So be really careful with that. So that's it. I'll try to make another video on this subject. thanks for watching, and please let me know what you think, and let's chat about some of the INFJ stuff. Okay, bye bye.